As we said, in the ruck, we're going to have Reardon up against Weiss, and both players go at it now in the middle of the ground. Not able to get an effective tap away. Reardon on the third account does so. Handballs quickly outside. Ball's picked up by Lazarick, who's playing in the middle of the ground. Handball comes back out. Silvino has the ball. Puts the ball on his foot. Goes towards Priddle. Matheson behind him. That's a strange matchup down there. Sluggett comes through. He's held without the ball. Umpire allows the play to go on. Persick, hands and knees. Pittman comes out to Hildebrand. Kicks the ball forward. And now it's Priddle trying to run under the ball, coming the opposite way, north the defence there of Woodhouse, picks the ball up, handball ends up with Fitzsimmons through the centre half back position. They transfer play to the far side of the ground, that's the bay side, and the ball is up. Kingwell up, leads well, doesn't take the mark, picked up there by Corey Collins, goes on the left foot into the half forward line. Berg by himself can load up from that position, and that's what he does, goes towards goal. It's a nice looking kick, and it goes straight through the middle. So Daniel Berg has his first goal and Anakie's first goal
once again. So the same ruck combatants will do the job second time round. Great start for Anakie in this most important game. Up high. Neither ruckman really got a tap. Secondary effort good for Anakie. Lazarick once again picks it up. Handball backwards. And then the 1-2. Collins back to Lazarick. Now the long kick inside forward 50. Over the head of all players. Just outside the full forward position. There's... umpire calls a free kick. It's going to North Geelong. Held without the football is the indication. So North Geelong in the last line of defence will play it out wide. That was Woodhouse looking for the big fella out there in Weiss. He, just threw the player away without the footy. Umpire didn't see that. Now Weiss picks it up, tries to get rid of it, goes across the ground, middle of the ground there. Fletcher. Can he run onto the footy? He can, but he can't pick it up. There's terrific work for the Anakie side by Pittman. 1 against 2. He's done a good job there, and he's kept the ball inside forward 54. His team umpire, he's called the Anakie player on the ground with the ball underneath him, and it's a free kick to the North Geelong team. So Fletcher, a little chip pass, finds a teammate in Milne. Milne now looking to handball, decides that he will have to kick it. The umpire will now call him to play. He does. Kicks it middle of the ground. It's 1 against 3, but good strong mark for North Geelong by Lansbury Lowe. And a long kick required here. Low into the bruise. Good kick. Collins tries to intercept at half-back. Can't mark it. Second effort is good. Comes back on the ball. North Geelong diving over the top of the footy. Stacks on the mill. Umpire, same decision. You lay on the footy, you're going to get pinged. So it's an Anakie free kick. 3 minutes gone in the game. Anakie a goal. North Geelong get the score.
Ball kicked back in the middle of the ground. Persick takes the mark, swings round his right foot, goes long in towards the goal square. Coming out, Costello behind. Ball hit, good contest there. It's Jonathan Wood for North Geelong who has the ball. Gee, took him on there, a bit game, kicks sideways and plunges the player in Fletcher. So Cameron Fletcher now, short chip over the top, goes further field. Brent Swennerson having a good season, playing in the middle of the ground and has done really well for the North Geelong side. Transfers a play out wide to Fitzsimmons and he's by himself. Marks in front of Priddle. So now Fitzsimmons on the half-back line for North Geelong. Just setting things up there. No rush to get the ball moving. Gets around Priddle on the mark. Runs his quota and kicks the ball forward. Mark not taken. Through the back of the contest. Kingwell can't pick the ball up. Coming the other way now is Harvey. Harvey can't also pick the ball up. Swennerson's underneath. Went looking for Van Creek and the ball's gone over the boundary line and is now being thrown back in by that boundary umpire. So on the half-forward line, Reardon doing the ruck work. Kingwell comes down to do the work for North Geelong. So Sean Kingwell, ruck, traps the ball down. Lazarick, good read of the ball. Fitzsimmons coming through. Tries to get down on hands and knees. He's going to have to be careful again this time. He wins a free kick for over the shoulder. And Derek Fitzsimmons, the recipient of the free kick. Has Kingwell wide, but probably the option is he needs to go a bit further than that. The kick wasn't good, and Davis trims in, takes the mark, handballs off to Hildebrand. Hildebrand short, goes looking for Priddle. Marks in front of Milne, goes back to Lazarick. He fends off there, Lazarick. Went back in the middle of the ground. Now there's a free kick for not making contact, and good work further field. Short kick into the centre half forward, or didn't quite make the centre half forward position. The mark has been taken, and that also Darcy Eales has taken the mark. So he's looking to move the ball quickly now. Goes inside, Mark Harvey, still in the centre square, running outside, holds the handball up, now he goes, and it's Marshall C. So Marshall C now goes long towards full forward. 2-on-1 situation, of course the 2 wins out, and Corey Collins sees the ball
into the ground, comes to back of the pack, or coming through strongly, picked up off a step for North Geelong was Kingwell, had a pot shot, Anakie 1 goal 6. Commonwealth Hotel first quarter scoreboard. 6 minutes gone.
So the ball with Corey Collins doing the kicking in from the Anakie side. He goes short. Ricky Lazarick in space by himself, takes the mark. Briggy moves down, takes the mark, and he goes back directly down the middle of the ground looking for Steve Rickett. Mark's not taken. Hildebrand runs onto it. Has a player over the top. Uses him now. Good tap on. Favours Priddle. Priddle needs to pick the ball up. Gets through the first tackle. Went looking for a handball. Fan towards Sluggett. Wasn't taken. The ball chased down from behind. Fletcher for North Geelong. Recovers the ball. Hands it off to Swennerson. Swennerson turns the ball over but goes back and collects it again. It's pretty messy in there, but Yeltsin Persic was going to emerge with the ball, had the ball knocked out of his hand. It's now left up to Matheson, goes over the top to Woods. Player's not sure what to do with it, just get it on the boot. That's the way to do it. Come out wide. The mark has been taken out there by Luke Van Creeken on the half-back line. He chips the ball back into the middle of the ground. Fletcher there by himself in space. Can play on and does so now. Goes wide. Armistead out in the wing. He will take the mark. Players running through the middle as Marshall C. goes back to him. He's pushed up and marked the ball in front of Reardon. And now steadies himself down, goes back, looking further afield. Briggy's on a lead. Kick goes in that direction. That's a lovely looking kick, well placed, and Paul Briggy doesn't let him down, and he has taken a mark in front of Parsons, who's been good at full-back during the course of the year, and the mark has been taken there by Briggy. This will test him. It's going to be kicking from 45, and I reckon kicking straight into the teeth of the breeze, I reckon.
Cal, it was interesting a moment ago. Gibbs came onto the ground. For some reason, the total Anakie defence looked to be out of place.
Just wait for this kick.
So the kick is nice. It's got the accuracy and it hasn't got the distance. The only question, the umpire says, yes, it has. That's a great kick there by Tom Marshalsea too.
Yeah, excellent. It's in the middle once again. Probably Weiss got the best of it. Gibbs, kick off the ground, gets the ball going forward to Sluggett. Sluggett back to Lazarick. He's immediately tackled by Matheson, gets a handball away. Anakie now through Salvino. Goes goalwards from 50 metres. Something different for the North Geelong side. Fletcher goes short into the pocket and good mark taken out there and away go North. Not waiting around at all as that was Armistead it looked like back there. It's the ball now on centre wing. Anakie in the van, handball back. I think they're getting pressured by the North Geelong players, but they've done well in this case. Steve Rickett goes long towards centre half forward. Matheson going back. Fletcher dropped the mark he probably should have taken, but he's got good back up there from Woodhouse and goes across the ground to the middle. It's picked up there by, is that Armistead again? It goes to centre half forward. Numbers were against North, but terrific work. Handball comes to Fitzsimmons, who's running. He goes to full forward Briggy. One out, a chance here. Falls over, throws the ball away. Umpire says play on. The ball at ground level. North just can't get someone to pick it up there as Anakie now. They come away out of danger. Well, I thought they were. Great tackle, great work by the forwards for North Geelong. It comes towards the centre wing. A nice little chip back finds Weiss, and Weiss on true centre wing. Oh, the handball player wasn't looking. I think that was Woods. And now the turnover. Sluggett goes to the lead at full forward and follows up, accepts the handball back. He's now within range, goes goalwards, under pressure. He's also missed to the left-hand side. So
Archie with the ball, kicks to himself and it gains 10 metres now, has a bounce, runs further out into the pocket, handballs over the top, Fitzsimmons there, didn't go back to Fletcher coming through but turns and kicks out wide. Went looking for Armistead, who found just in the field of umpire with the ball right at the present time, looks to put the ball out. It's thrown in. Weiss does the ruck work, goes back to Fitzsimmons on the left foot, kicks round the corner to the centre wing. Van Creeken and Collins does well in the contest, gets the ball to the ground, goes back and collects it, needs to get some support. There's not much around him, but he's able to kick the ball off the ground, picked up by Salvino, goes further afield. Corey Collins kicks the ball into centre half forward. Pittman comes up, had one hand on it, dropped it, went back and collected again. Matheson dives in the ball, picked up there by player in Wilson. Wilson gets the handball out, went looking for, couldn't find the Swennerson coming through the middle of the ground, kicked forward by Sluggett. Fletcher is able to defect the fall. Vasika picks the ball up, runs towards goal, and Vasika, he kicks his first score
for North Geelong. The forwards are giving him plenty of space, so he kicks to himself, gains 20 metres, has a bounce, now a little chip over the top, and they retain possession, North Geelong through Milne. Milne now towards the middle of the ground. I don't know who, well, the numbers are there with North Geelong, 3-1. Now the chip comes across to Swennerson. Umpire said not 15, called play on. but it's intercepted by Priddle in middle of the ground for Anakie, but he can't take it with him. Now they're away as Fitzsimmons on the left foot. Not a good kick, and North Geelong, if they're going to persist with this style of play, their skills have got to improve because they're missing targets at the moment. Middle of the ground, Anakie, this time through Berg. He's got 4 players against him. Umpire says play on as the troops now arrive, but North with numbers comes across to Wilson, goes to centre half forward. Quick play on. Handball over the top to Lansbury Low. There's the lead from Briggy. Great lead. Mark not taken. Well, the umpire has... I think he's paid the mark. Well, maybe a little fortunate, but comes in. Good approach. Good kick into the bruise. That's faded across the face of goal for behind. 3-9. Common Hotel first quarter scoreboard. 13 and a half minutes gone.
So Collins is going to do the kicking in again. Steve Rickett presents up short, and the kick is good, and the mark is also taken. So just a little bit deeper than the half-forward line. Decides to go now towards centre wing. Pittman 1-on-3. Woods hands in the back. Umpire saw it, and a free kick has been given. Advantages now, and that's Gary Rickett. Kicks the ball into the half-forward line. Fletcher and Yeltsin Persick. They're going to be the first two there. Persick gets a favourable bounce. Runs toward Girl. Fletcher, pressure from behind, but Yeltsin Persick dribbles it through for his first goal of the afternoon, and the second in that around. Obviously, they're going to be well and truly in this game of football.
No doubt about that. As they're in the middle once again, umpire puts the ball up. There's the tap down was by Purvis, but the free kick for an infringement went to Weiss. He handballs quickly to Van Creeken out wide. The lead has come for North Geelong, 1-on-1. Good work there by Eels. Gee, got around his opponent far too easily there. Goes towards full forwards. About 5 players around Briggy. No chance in the world of him getting anywhere near the football. And Anakie able to relieve the pressure. There they draw a few players. A little chip pass has gone to Priddle. Priddle takes it. Still half-back flank for Anakie. Got players middle of the ground. Gee, that's, I was going to say a terrible kick, but Hildebrand made it look all right. He got down very low now. Oh, there's a mark dropped. Had to been a cream pie with a splash all over his face, and that was Iliopoulos. But the ball back in the middle once again. Now the Anakie players running hard at the footy. A kick off the ground is landed back in the middle to Hildebrand. Handball quickly. Iliopoulos goes out wide. Went for it one-handed. Vasika got to use 2 hands to get hold of it. There's a good tackle, but the kick given for Hildebrand once again. He's followed up. Oh, that's a great mark by Persick. And the kicker of the last goal is 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. And a golden opportunity here for third goal for the Anakie side. So Persick, opposite side of the ground from where he kicked the last goal, and this is a set shot. Moves in, good approach. Obviously a right footer, came out a little bit. The ball has gone. God, I'll tell you what, he knows where the goals are. That's a beautiful kick. Second goal, speediest defender's now gone to him.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Tap out comes from Purvis, only as far as the Eels, but ball is cleaned up. Now the decision is it's been given by the umpire that it was dropping the ball, and Ricky Lazarick is going to be the recipient of the free kick. So Ricky Lazarick with the ball in the middle of the ground, and will drive the ball long. It's touched on the mark, and it's a good spoil there because now it's Hildebrand that runs onto it, picks the ball up, quick kick into the forward line, goes to full forward, and Costello just pushes his opponent out of the road and goes back and takes the mark, and we'll have a chance now to kick the 4th goal of the afternoon for Ash. And from about 20 metres out, 45-degree angle, comes in now, kicks on the way. Umpire just looks straight back over his head, so he now has his first goal of the afternoon, and after a quiet start...
Right down there.
That's right. No, definitely. You're spot on there, Eric.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen go at it again. Purvis up early. Weiss just wheezed his way around him. Picked up by Berg. Got a kick into the half-forward line for Anakie coming out to meet the ball. It's not picked up there, but Vasika is able to run onto the ball. Pressure there from Matheson from behind. Ball running towards the boundary line. Weiss not going to the ruck contest. It's going to be done there by Wilson against Reardon. Reardon taps the ball down. Picked up there, Vasika tries to get it onto his boot, able to do so. Picked up there by Percy, kicks round the corner, tries to bring it back, but won't come back far enough. And Yeltsin...
Very, very well, very similar to what Inverleigh have done in recent weeks.
Definitely. It's funny, I've just seen Jones come on for 1 minute and then go back off. It's funny, actually.
From the kick in again, Fletcher had a couple of bounces, kicked it to the middle of the ground, but kicked it straight to Steve Rickett. Rickett now back into the full forward position, diving forward was Sluggett, not able to take the mark. The ball is at centre half forward for Anakie. Stacks on the mill. Umpire moves in and will put the ball in the air. 40 metres out directly in front of the Anakie goal. Kicking to the city end in this first quarter, and they've built a fair wall across the middle, Anakie too, because there's a few players spare and the ball kicks out quickly. Players there are all Anakie, but Fitzsimmons, great skill. Beat the three of them, comes back to the middle of the ground. Ball eludes a number of players. Harvey, nice little chip past to Lansbury Low. He chips it further forward, but numbers back there with the Anakie side, and they're working well in defence as the ball kicked out to Rickett. That was Rickett Steve, and he's beaten by numbers. And North Geelong now back towards half forward. Good stretching mark there taken for North Geelong. Oh, handball at the feet of the running player, Lansbury Low. That's a shocking kick off the boot. There's a few mistakes at the moment coming into the game, and a poor handball from Anakie. And now they do relieve the pressure. Straight down the middle of the ground, looking for Sluggett. Doesn't let them down. Takes the mark on his chest. Still near the centre circle. Umpire calls him to play on. Long kick to full forward. Over the head of all players. Reardon, not a lot of pace, but he's got a bit of bulk and gets back. Unfortunately, player not... surely that was dropping the ball, umpire. Another one again as the umpire... different standards of umpiring. One with a bit of experience, one I'd suggest without any. And the ball now, handball over the top looking for Lazarick. Can't get to the ball quickly enough. Now Stacks on the mill again. Umpire, well, he's called play on. Ball came out as the ball kicked towards centre wing. One-on-one contest, just too much ability. Daniel Berg takes the mark fairly comfortably. Decides to kick it long into full forward. From behind, Rickett, no, he, almost fell in his arms. Now a tug of war. Umpire says, I'll have it. 22 and a half minutes gone. First quarter, 4-4 Anakie. Lead North 1-2.
It's the ball 20 metres out from the Anakie goal. Reardon just protects the space. Handball goes out to Vasika. Just needs to pick the ball up. Having trouble doing so. Kicked off the ground by Milne. And players arrive. That was Weiss there. And there's a free kick being given. It's Salvino who's been hit pretty heavily in that centre half forward position. But he gets up.
The old meat and the sandwich, wasn't
he? Was a bit. Especially with the big ball coming one way. But Salvino now has set himself, and from that true centre half forward position is going to go back and shoot towards goal. It's a nice looking kick off the boot. I tell you what, it's a lovely looking kick off the boot because it goes straight through the middle of the goals. And Andrew Salvino here has his
fight this all day.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen go at it. I think both ruckmen are just intent on pushing each other off the ball here. And it goes into the half-forward line for North Geelong. Vertakic comes out, picks the ball up, can't get free. Purvis is back there helping out now for Anakie. Picked up, kick round the corner. And the mark should be taken here by Fitzsimmons. And he doesn't let his teammates down. He takes the mark. Quick handball off to Harvey. Needs support. Kicks round the corner. Again, the kick's not good and it's intercepted. Reardon goes through. Eopolis goes out and kicks towards the centre wing position. And in towards Elton Perchik. In goes contention is Fletcher. Taps the ball back between his legs. Tries to trap it. Fletcher does well. On hands and knees. Both players working hard for the respective sides. Van Creeken has the ball. Went back inside. Not too sure he went looking for, but is picked up there by Pitton. Goes to Perchik. Runs inside 50. Kicks towards goal. Yeltsin Perchik has just missed to the left hand.
He's starting to take a little bit more care, I think, with their defensive setup. I wouldn't think Fletcher will get away with kicking to himself, and he doesn't. Has to kick the ball into play. Big pack of players there in front, and read that well was Daniel Gibbs just in front of Jamie Weiss. The ball dropping a little bit with the breeze, and Gibbs in front has taken the mark. The man on the mark is 48 metres from goal, so it'll be a good kick from Daniel Gibbs. But having been a defensive player most of his life, I would think distance won't be a real problem. Lovely looking kick from Daniel Gibbs, and we talked about him not having goal kicking ability. Well, he's turned that about.
Both sides might have a bit of a contest here, and the wind might be a bit of a factor, but we'll wait and see. Umpire's not allowed in the play on situation there. Again, both ruckmen just prepared to jump into each other. Handball running player is Cameron Fletcher, so from behind the ball, he gets the ball, comes out wide. Van Creeken and also Fitzsimmons are the two targets. He's got Fitzsimmons on the left foot. He's just demanding for someone to come out the contest, but neither player did. Well well read off the pack by Gibbs, who's able to push back from that centre position. Goes out wide looking for Corey. Forward line for the North Geelong side. Probably need to make every opportunity here. Ball tapped down, picked up there by Reardon. Went backwards looking for Rickett. Picked the ball up on the run. Handballs out to Ilpoulis, and he goes out wide. To races on. Perchik versus Fletcher. Two speedy demons out there. 2-on-1. Two's winning. Fletcher handballs over the top. Goes towards Lansbury Low. Lansbury Low goes back to Fletcher. Comes sideways across the ground looking for Fitzsimmons, and he takes the mark. If Gibbs had let him go, he would have been off then, but he held him up just long enough. And he's now looking for that option to kick the ball. So Briggy's asking for the ball to be kicked long. Briggy on a lead now, has a good lead there, comes one way then the other. That's a nice looking kick. That is a good lead and kick to position. And Paul Briggy has taken the mark, I would reckon about 40 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle, Eric, and kicking. I reckon the breeze will blow take this away from the left-hand goal post across. So
probably
he just needs
a difficult shot on the ground, I would reckon.
Yeah, so he's just going to have to aim just inside the left-hand goal post or over the top of it and let the wind do the rest. But Paul Briggy has one goal, comes in now. A required kick. It's going to go across the face of goal and for a long way across, and I think it's actually going to fall out of bounds on the full. Either that or it's a mark, but the ball is being handed back to Anakie, so it's gone out of bounds to the full. So the resulting free kick goes to Davis. He kicks in short, Purvis, and also Rickett there, and this is Stephen Rickett, has the ball, marks, plays down wide. Corey Collins provides a running option from the back pocket. Goes looking for Gibbs by himself, puts one hand up and takes a mark. Running player outside, and it's given. That's Kavanagh on the right foot, goes into the half-forward line. This time the numbers are back there with North Geelong. They need to see the ball over the boundary.
He's done well to catch it up as now puts it in the air. Neither ruckman get tap on the footy. Swenison tackled, umpire allowed the ball to come out and called play on. Now it stacks on the mill. Gee, there goes the siren. It is quarter time here in our GDFL match of the day, and at quarter time the visitors Anakie 6 goals 5-41 leading North Geelong 1-8. Goal kickers, Dale?
Yes, till quarter time for the Anakie side. 2 goals to Yeltsin Perchik, 1 each to Dan Gibbs, Nick Costello, Daniel Berg and Andrew Silvino. Yes, and Cal Lowther has returned from the huddle, and what did Frankie have to say, Cal?
Yeah, he just wanted the boys to be a lot more accountable and work a lot harder, basically. He said he wasn't happy with how the defence worked, and he's very reliant on I felt a little bit reliant on what the wind's going to do for the team this quarter, and he just made sure that he reiterated to his players that if you work hard this quarter and get a couple of goals, it can quickly change for you with the wind. So see what happens.
Well, let's hope we have a positive outstart to this second quarter for North Geelong to get themselves up and running, because they need to get back into this game very quickly. And North Geelong, as I said, only 1 goal for that first quarter, 6 goals to Anakie. So Anakie at this stage are playing man-on-man in defence. They haven't opted to throw an extra man back in defence. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. So the ball with the umpire in the middle of the ground. As we said, last quarter, both players prepared to jump into each other. This time Weiss gets his hand on the ball, picked up by Harvey. Good smother there from Hildebrand. Ends up in the hands of Fitzsimmons, who just slams on his boot, and the ball is already inside 50. And the mark is taken there by Steve Rickett going back in defence. So Steve Rickett now has the ball from that in-between centre-half back and full-back. Chips out wide. Davis takes the mark. Briggy standing it. And so they're slowing things down. Anakie in no rush now to get things going. He's asked to call on by the umpire, or play on by the umpire. Kicks over the top. We're looking for Reardon. Couldn't mark the ball. Picked the ball up, then puts it down in a strong tackle. And the resulting free kick goes to Mark Harvey. So Harvey, a couple of early touches in this second quarter. Options are pretty much all in one area, and that's straight towards the goal square. That's where he goes. But going back, Steve Rickett, uncontested mark. Good body there, we'll say, there from the Anakie defence. Mark is played on, kicked out wide. Daniel Berg takes the mark in the back pocket and will, again, look further afield. Has options across the face of goal, and that's where he's going to come. He's going to come back looking for Steve Rickett. Kick wasn't good, and it's gone over the boundary line and will be...
Yeah, percentages.
I think he's just apologised to... Steve Rickett, and so he should.
Yeah, it wasn't a good kick, but as I said, the ball tapped down there by Steve Rickett in the ruck contest. Berg's got himself across to help out, but it's picked up there by Harvey, and he went to ground, and the umpire says it's been a push in the back, and Mark Harvey is going to get the recipient of the free kick here. So with the ball on his hand, he's just outside his range, goes to Sean Kingwell. Kingwell loads up, goes to the goal square. Briggy back there by himself. Spoil from the defence is good by Parsons, and it's knocked over the boundary line, and again 10 metres around from the behind post, it will be thrown back into play. This Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
So the ball comes in, not a good throw in. In front was the North Geelong players, but Anakie do well at ground level. Handball missed out there by Hildebrand, but he's kicked across the face of goal to be on the defensive side of the ground. Reardon and Kingwell is doing the ruck work this time. Harvey snagged it from behind the pack, just a wild kick towards the goal. And I guess the beauty of playing in front when you're forward. First score of the second quarter to Paul Briggy, and certainly as he moves in now, it is the second off his boot, the second for North Geelong, and they get a great judgment mark there by Kavanagh, and now he kicks forward to the lead. But good defensive work by Marshalsea there for the North Geelong side, and now he's forced to play on. As great defensive work on centre over the boundary line for a throw-in. 4.5 minutes gone, second quarter, 6-5 Anakie, 2-2 North Geelong.
So the ball ends up in the hands here of Weiss, who handballs back into the middle of the ground. No one in particular there. Salvino comes up for Anakie, picks the ball up, going the wrong way. Tried to kick round the corner, was lucky there. Got a high contact, and the resulting free kick will come back to Anthony Salvino. He's just level with the centre square, but favours this wing and kicks out wide. Sluggett there by himself. Nice weighted kicks. Jeremy Sluggett takes the mark. Has a player further field, goes over the top. Eels comes across. He takes the mark and plays on gamely. Goes into the half-forward line. Goes looking towards Pittman. Little hand in the back. Ball gets through the back of the contest. Davis comes across from Anakie. Will have to do the ruck work now from the forward flank. And he's up over the top. Taps it down to Van Creeken. Kick smothered off the boot. Picked up there. Lapoulis goes out wide to Berg. Berg off a step. Kicks around the boundary line. Gets over the contest. But Reese reads the flight of the ball well. Comes in and takes the mark. Looked for options out the back door. Didn't have any this time. Steadies himself. Kicks back inside. Van Creeken takes a mark. Swings onto that left foot. Goes wide. In towards Mitchell Troy at centre half forward now. Troy is also can kick the football from this area. Decides to play on and go towards goal. Long kick in, and it's going to have good distance, good carry. And Mitchell Troy kicks his first goal of the afternoon, the third.
Mitchell Troy goes.
So you're not saying it was poor umpiring, are you?
Yep, definitely.
With that ball back in the middle of the ground. Ruckman go at it. Weiss over the top again. Knobs it forward. Van Creeken runs onto it. Can't get a clean pick up. Pulis coming the other way. He had hands of the ball but then fell over. Picked up there by Cashel. Kicks into the half forward line. Troy out again. Doesn't take the mark this time. Follow up required. Ball on the ground. Lansbury Lowe puts his body on the line. Can't pick the ball up. Fitzsimmons is also in there. Taps the ball out. Rickett. He picks the ball up. He's tackled. Ends up there with Cashel again. Kicks round the corner. Only as far as Kavanagh. Mark's not taken. Handball went back to that player. Now ball is chipped into the middle of the ground with Berg. Berg from right in the middle of the ground. Kicks long into the half forward line. Goes looking for Rickett. Mark's not taken. Sluggett comes across. Marshalsea picks the ball up. Good hand. Swennerson. Running player is Eels. So Eels through the centre wing. Plays in. Goes in long. Goes looking towards Briggy, but filling the hole is Davis, and he takes the mark. Plays on. Goes to the far side of the ground, and Salvino in space by himself. Has a player over the top, and it's Ricky Lazarick running for him. He takes the mark. Decides to keep running and chip the ball back inside. Pertzik's the target. Over the top, ball gets through. Salvino's there. I think it was Milne also, but the players jump on top of the ball. It's scooped out the back door. Van Creeken goes to Fletcher. Fletcher loves to take him on and runs. Carries the ball into the half-forward line. Mitchell Troy in space by himself. Dives, can't take the mark. Got to his feet quickly. Handballs back over the top. Marshalsea running from defence. He's down there in the half-forward line now. Picks the ball up. Ducks his head. Puts it in the hands of Mitchell Troy. He can't get a clean disposal. The ball is picked up for Anakie and cleaned outside. And the mark has been taken out there by Gary Rickett into the defensive part of the wing. Chips to the true centre wing. Mark is taken there by Persick. He plays on immediately into the half-forward line. Pittman the target. Good work there from Woods. Vasika's also in support. Handball went over the top. It missed its target. Cashel is pushed back into defence, and the North Geelong defence needs a good kick out of there. A good smother. So Anakie working hard. But Costello slides underneath the contest, and it's going to be a free kick here to Costello. On back outside 50, as I said. We'll kick from about 35, directly in front. Comes in now. Kick on the way. It's kept low into the wind, and it's a nice looking kick. And Nick Costello has his second goal of the afternoon, and the set by the attacking players in Anakie's forward line. They worked hard to keep the ball in there, and but it showed a bit of desperation, and it turned around for themselves.
So it's in the middle. Weiss dominating at the moment, but only as far as Berg. The tap down. Oh, that's a great mark at centre half forward. Just sheer strength for the Anakie side, and that was Pittman. Goes towards the lead at full forward, Costello again, and I think the North Geelong defender helped him retain that mark, because as he was falling forward, the players to the best of their ability. And we're behind the line of Nick Costello as he moves in to have a shot at goal. 35 metres out, almost a 45-degree angle on the opposite side of the ground. That's a beautiful kick off the boot, did not deviate, and that's Costello's second in 2 minutes.
In the North Geelong at the moment.
So Vatatic's going in now against Purvis. Ball not clean from any player, but it's picked up there. Harvey to Fitzsimmons into the half-forward line. King Willard can't take the mark. Good ball from behind. Swenison picks up, mops up, goes by hand to Van Creeken. On the left foot, goes towards goal. And a quick reply there for North Geelong. Luke Van Creeken has his first goal of the afternoon.
Has he gone off the ground all of a sudden
yeah,
for a rest?
He's off the ground.
So be interesting to see what happens now. Purvis did better with the body on that occasion, gets a tap for Anakie, but neither side can really get the ball. Gee, that was a throw in front of the umpire in my mind, but Anakie got away with it. They go towards half forward. The North Geelong defence, they're working hard. This time it was Rickett, gets the ball forward. Player having problems with Vasuka, can't control the footy. That Anakie, just weight of numbers, but it's Fletcher. One grab pick up and does well, but Anakie again take control of the footy. Good interception there by young Jones. He gets a handball clear, and North Geelong, can they make something now as Fitzsimmons gets the footy? He's very positive. Unfortunately, kicks on the halfback flank in front of the change rooms here at Osborne Park. It's a good kick from the defence. There's a big pack in front of our broadcast position. Rick Lazarick picks the footy up. Handballs out wide. Now over to Purvis. Oh, can't get out of his own way at the present moment, the big fella. As now there's a whistle on play. It's a free kick to Collins. I think a whack there off the ball, and Rick Lazarick tries to, can't reach for a mark, tries to punch it forward. And Anakie now, Sluggett does well, picks the ball up over to Persek. He's now heading goalwards. The ball's at ground level. Oh, great pick up there was by, who was that? Costello again.
And that's the code of the forward, isn't it, Eric, to make sure that you're always in front.
Well, it's now meant that the best fullback in the competition has now gone back to fullback, not to play on him. Matheson's been put back there.
So the ball cleared quickly by Gibbs through the middle of the ground, went in towards Pittman, but again, I think it's Woods coming the other way. Handball ends up with Lazarick, who kicks over the top, and the mark has been taken there. Hildebrand with the ball, goes very quickly back to the goal square. Matheson went to look to Costello, and over the top the spoil was made. Ball is tapped out, so North Geelong with the ball with Fitzsimmons to Matheson, goes over the top to Fletcher. Running player is Fitzsimmons once again. So from the defence he comes out and goes long, looking for Van Creeken. Corey Collins able to put the ball on the ground and also hold his feet, goes back and collects it. Good tackle there for Van Creeken. He persisted, and lucky enough for that player, he's recipient of the free kick. So Van Creeken has the ball, looking for the player in bringing to lead. He's there, but he ignores him, so he goes short, and coming up to meet the ball is Mitchell Troy. Well, he kicked one from here early in the quarter and started to go back and do the same thing again. From on 50, loads up, goes long towards goal, and Mitchell Troy has done it once again. He kicks his second goal for the quarter, and now the fifth for North Geelong.
So the ball in the middle, both ruckmen go at the footy. Purvis got the best of that one. Coming in off the wing, North Geelong player has won the footy, tackled high, and free kick to North, middle of the ground. Kick quickly to half forward. Iliopoulos used his body to come in front of the pack there. Now it's at full forward. Briggy doubles back. Can he get the footy? He can't. Now there's a whistle on the opportunity to get North one step closer. Man on the mark's almost on the goal line. Briggy won't miss this one, and that's goal number 3 to Paul Briggy. And goal number 6 for...
So that taller option again for the North Geelong side, back in the goal square alongside Briggy. And the ball thrown up in the middle of the ground. Again, Purvis taps it down tapped further afield. Lazarick now it's with Fantastic, kicks round the corner, didn't make good contact, but it'll dribble some 10 or 15 metres towards North Geelong goal. But Gibbs comes across, picks the ball up, looks for the option, went back inside. Ulipulis, he can't pick it up. A bit of casual there from Fitzsimmons. Should have been a free kick. He's going to be in trouble now, the player. He's dived on top of the ball, and now the resulting free kick goes to North Geelong.
The first one.
Yeah, he missed the first one, definitely, but it's in the hands of North Geelong. Goes looking towards bringing his out, up in front, can't take the mark. Good rove there from Mitchell Troy. He had probably too much time in his hand then, and the kick, the 9 goals, 5 Anakie. Nearly 20 minutes gone. Second quarter, Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
Rickett decided to eventually go to the defensive side. Davis takes the mark on half-back. Now there's a 50-metre penalty. I couldn't see what that was for, but the man on the mark is now on centre wing towards half-forward, coming in. Gee, the ball dropped. Persik read that well. Takes the mark on his chest. Now the chip pass. Sluggett also read it well. Takes the mark. Decides to play on. Runs into an open goal. And Jeremy Sluggett has kicked his first.
Fantastic is doing the ruck work. Bull Weiss now pushing forward. Fataki comes up, knocks the ball down, but it's picked up there by Berg, kicks round the corner of the half-forward line. Fletcher can't take the mark. It's from young Priddle. Oh, that's a nice little throw-up. It was missed by the umpire. Bends up with Berg, who's pushed forward again with strength, picks the ball up, gets through, runs to 50, kicks over the top. Player out wide is Hildebrand. He traps it. Good handball, quick to Costello. Off a step, went back to the goal square looking for Sluggett, but Marshalsea doesn't take any chances and knocks it through for a minor score. It's gone. Oh, that's right, Eric. 5 and 1 is 6, isn't it?
So the ball kicked in quickly. Van Kreken takes the mark, half-back flank. Went for the handball, and they're trying now to play the ball and at all costs North Geelong. Mark taken, and another 50, and the man on the mark now at 50. Handball to Jones, who kicks the lovely pass and found Kingwell. This is the man on the mark, 45. He now moves towards the 50-metre arc. Puts the ball in the boot. Good looking kick off the boot. And it drifted a little to the right, but it's good enough. Kingwell kicks his first goal.
We're just looking for the ball back in the middle of the ground again. Viteki comes up again. It's a clearance through Anakie, and they kick round the corner. The mark has been taken there by Sluggett. Doesn't waste any time. Goes back inside and will find Lazarick. So he's just outside their forward 50. Their movement has been good. So Pittman leads up, and that's a nice kick into space. And he comes out and takes a mark. Can he kick the distance from there? Probably just on his limit with any good breeze behind him. So he will struggle to get the distance. So he goes towards Costello. It's in the air. We'll give Matheson a look at it. He does. He spoils from behind. Coming across for Seeker. Picked up by Matheson. Handballs over the top when looking for Milne. Had too much weight on it. And it's going to be picked up by again. And that's a good bit of play. Ends up with Salvino, who handballs or knocks the ball forward. And Pittman goes back to it. So Weiss this time is now pushed up to go into the contest. He taps the ball down, running players coming through, picked up, quick kicks by Cashel. Mark's not taken, picked up by Kingwell. All handball. I don't know whether he had a real clean hand on it, but it picked up by Berg. Well, there's a free kick to see the umpire. It's going to be for a hold. And the resulting free kick goes towards that player. Play on, says the umpire. Kicks into the centre half forward position. Mark is taken. Good work there by White. Handballs off to Sluggett. Sluggett goes out further, looking towards Rickett. And this is Gary. Twists and turns, goes back on his right side. Running player is Kavanagh. Ignores him. Goes long towards the goal square. Getting back. Mark has to be taken. Oh, Matheson does well, going back with the flight of the ball. Took it out of the hands of a seeker, and now Darren Matheson from in the goal square chips out wide. Darcy Eels takes the mark, and he's away and running. Kicks towards centre wing. Kick doesn't have enough carry on it. Berg intercepts, can't take the mark. Picked up by Salvino. Handballs back over the top to Gibbs. Looking back inside, has a player there in Hildebrand and finds him in that centre square. So Hildebrand decides to go in towards centre half forward. Vasika comes up, but again, the kick just too much air, and coming over the top, Matheson takes another good mark. So North Geelong have the ball in defence, transfers play out wide to Fletcher, can carry the ball and run. Looking for support, tips the ball towards centre wing, Pittman leads up, and he takes the mark. Fletcher continues to run, asks for the ball back, but the kick goes back inside, and it's to throw Harvey. Doesn't take the mark, goes back to Woodhouse, and now he kicks into the forward line. And he's kicked the 1-on-3. No, he's kicked the 3-on-3, and it's all Anakie's defence, and it's player there in Gibbs. His kick is not good also. It's turnover again. Now, Josh Lansbury Lowe has taken the mark. Now, he is in range here. He will kick from right inside the centre square. Loads up, goes towards goal. Needed to take more time because he's kicked it wide of the goal free kick. Plays on now, comes outside, goes looking for Rickett, and the wind has gone. Has Jones back outside. The umpire says you've got to do that again, so he can do it if he wants to. Handballs back inside to Jones. Jones plays on, goes short. Nice looking kick. Troy couldn't hang on to it. Picked up there by Pittman. Goes towards goal on a banana and kicks a goal. And his first goal of the afternoon to Kane Pitt.
So back in the middle, umpire to put the ball in the air. Weiss and Pittman this time. Weiss got the tap down, but at ground level it was Hildebrand. Can't pick the footy up. Now Anakie. There's a whistle on play. It's gone to Pittman again. Don't know what that was for. Might have been grabbed around the ankle, perhaps.
No, it's holding the man without the footy.
Thanks, Cal. As the ball now goes towards half forward. One hand for Anakie. Gibbs, handball out to Iliopoulos. He's got the footy, takes his time and finds Priddle. Priddle still half-back flank for Anakie. They, I think, will be content just to control the footy for a moment or two here as he goes back to Iliopoulos in the defensive 50. He's got a player in the middle of the ground. It's Purvis. Purvis, where's he going to go? Handball over the top, and he finds Rickett. And now Rickett out wide has found Collins. Collins, a juggling mark, finally controls it. And they've got outside defensive 50, Anakie. Now that's a kick looking for Rickett. Doesn't find him. Almost an intercept there by Van Creek. And umpire calls play on. Stacks on the mill. Now puts the ball in the air. Purvis and Weiss, they ran into one another. Fitzsimmons tried to crash through the pack. Ball comes back. Very fortunate for North Geelong to full forward. Rounding under the footy was Briggy. Good punch towards the boundary. Anakie trying to defend it to that boundary as Mason to the behind post. An opportunity here for North. Can they get that vital goal before half time? Ball comes in. Purvis, good tap away for the Anakie side. Hildebrand picks it up, gets to the ground, to foot. Priddle, grab without the footy. Has a whistle on play. Umpire blowing the whistle. I wonder what happened, but free kick. Priddle goes towards centre wing, very close to the boundary. Mark not paid by the umpire. It's still in play. Now it's over the boundary line, and has the boundary umpire now to bring the ball back into play. Big pack of players around the footy as the ball comes in. Weiss, lovely tap down. Jones drops the footy. Now Anakie. They go towards half forward. Persek, can he make ground? He does. Handle the footy well. Handball, very ordinary handball. Made Pittman have to reach low, and the turnover has occurred. Persek made the mistake. He's following up, trying to help it out, but it is North. The free kick, the kick looking for Fletcher. The ball is out of bounds.
Much longer in this second quarter, so the Anakie just need to hold up. Ball in the half-forward line. Tapped down there by Kingwell. Goes towards Davis. Pace. No player picks the ball up. It's Gibbs that goes back. Goes to Lazarich. Dangerous kick. Goes across the face of goal. Mark needs to be taken, and Steve Rickett doesn't take it. At ground level, handball comes out. Troy to Briggy. Tried to pick the ball and pluck and get out the back door. Players dive on it. Player Briggy, and I'm talking about, and Parsons it was. And the ball is held up in the true centre half-forward position for the North Geelong side. So the ball thrown up quickly by the umpire. Fitzsimmons up, taps the ball down, picked up by Gibbs. Handball went out wide, picked up by Lazarek, kicks the ball out of defence, goes towards centre wing. Rickard leads in the race for the ball, gets a bad bounce, picked up by Marshalsea. Banana kick round the corner, which the siren has sounded here to end the second quarter. And we'll see Anakie go in 10-6-66. They lead North Geelong 8-3-51. And goal kickers to this stage, Nick Costello for Anakie has 4. 2 to Yeltsin Persic, 1 each to Dan Gibbs, Daniel Berg, Andrew Salvino and Jeremy Sluggett. And restarted interchange already in the back line of North Geelong, and the ball thrown up in the middle of the ground. Purvis taps the ball down, heads towards Hildebrand. Berg's also there on the right foot, kicks round the corner, and it will come towards centre wing. Vasika's in leading for the ball, but I think it might have died off a little bit. But the ball thrown back in. Purvis over the back of the pack. Goes towards Eels. Good pace. Can't pick the ball up though. Marshalsea there, but Lazarick for Anakie kicks the ball around the corner. Goes back to the half-forward line. Pittman can't take the mark. Good on the ball from Woods. Perchik's there. Much the same as they were in the first half. Ball thrown back into the field of play. Picked out of the ruck by Pittman. Handballs forward. Looking for a running player. Perchik off the ground. Is offline. And
Fletcher now kicks to himself and runs the advantage of 10 metres. A lovely pass finds Harvey. Harvey on half-back flank, no one on the mark, so plays on quickly, goes to centre wing. North Geelong players on their own on centre wing. All of a sudden the Anakie defenders have gone to sleep, I think. It's another chip pass. So Van Kreken, middle of the ground. North Geelong still unmarked, and this time it's Pittman. He chips it further forward to Lansbury Low. They haven't gained a lot of distance north, but now they're towards forward 50, and some poor marking on the Anakie defence at the moment. Troy goes out wide and finds Weiss. Weiss chips it again, and again players finding themselves unmarked. The North Geelong players in the forward line. Now back into the corridor. Oh, up high, fantastic mark, almost completed by Earls. Now the defence comes to the vogue for Anakie as chipped across goal from Rickett to Collins. Collins goes further afield and then finds Kavanagh. Kavanagh now, not a good kick on his behalf. In centre wing, intercepted there for North Geelong by Marshalsea. He goes towards full forward, but on his own there is Purvis for Anakie and takes the mark unattended. Cross goal to Rickett, mark not taken. Rickett now gets tackled, and the mistake and turnover has gone to Briggy. Briggy's inside the forward 50, handball to Troy. Troy over the top, back. It finally comes to, that was Cashel in the game for his first time, and now it's Rickett again for Anakie. Anakie now, they relieve the pressure, middle of the ground, taking the mark, nearly first kick for Vasuka. A left footer goes to the lead there of Pittman. He can't handle a footy, and all of a sudden I think Anakie are trying to lose the game. They're not playing with any sort of purpose at the moment. North Geelong are showing quite a bit as the kick goes into Weiss, who's totally unattended inside forward. A golden opportunity here. Over time, Dale, he's loved to just drift forward and kick goals. I don't think he would be any different today as he comes in there. That's a good kick off the boot. He's dragged it, unfortunately. It is a behind.
The kicking in for the Anakie side once again. Has the ball back in the goal square. His options so far have been the short option. He decides to go wide towards 50. Kick not well directed. So the ball comes on, but the numbers are with Anakie, and the ball ends up with Gary Rickett. So from the half-back line, touches the ball on the ground, goes back inside by hand to Hildebrand. Has Berg on the run. The overlap goes back towards Rickett. Rickett steadies himself, wants to get back on his right side, comes back into the centre of the ground. Dangerous kick, but it was a good one. Ilapoulos, he makes it good and he takes the mark. Plays on, transfers play to the broadcast side of the ground. Handball goes off to Kavanagh from Purvis and into the half-forward line. Out in front, Pittman. Good pair of hands again from the big fella, and he's taken a mark. Now he can probably just about go back and shoot for goal here. Player in the goal square is Reardon, asking for the ball to be brought in long, but Pittman has now steadied himself. He's going to kick from right on 50. Has the wind right behind him here, and as I said, will carry the distance, I would think, without any problem. So Pittman, at this stage of the day, doesn't have any goals to his name or any score. So Jamie Pittman crosses 50. Kicker's on the way. It's not going to have the accuracy. It's going to go through for a minor score. Opportunities for both sides. It's Fletcher now with the kicking in duties once again. He's done it so far. He plays on as he's done in recent times. Goes to the far side of the ground, and that's the beach side of the ground. And the mark is up. Fitzsimmons can't take it. Salvino, good quick hands, interceptions there by Fitzsimmons. Must have been him in the contest, but he's back on his feet and running. So Fitzsimmons through the middle of the ground. Great look inside and a great kick. Finds Kingwell. Kingwell comes out wide to Marshalsea. Has Troy over the top. That's where he goes. Can play on if he wants to, but he decides to set himself up. And the mark has been taken by Mitchell Troy. So a good passage of play. Just need to go back now and make the efforts all worthwhile. So Mitchell Troy, about 40 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. We'll have a good sight on this ball. Right behind it. Doesn't start in the right line. It goes across the face. Oh, Briggy's up and takes a great grab and pass off, not being a full forward. And that's one thing you can't allow him to do, is have a run at the ball. So Paul Briggy obviously going to go the banana kick here. Not far out, just outside the 10-metre square. Goes round the corner, kicks round the corner. He's happy with the kick. And so the North Geelong team.
Ball back in the middle. Goes up. Weiss and Pittman, neither ruckman touch the footy, but North get the clearance, goes towards half forward. Rickett takes the mark, handball back to Gibbs. Gibbs now, great smother there by the North Geelong midfielders as Troy dives in on the footy, can't pick it up however. Now it stacks on the mill. What will the umpire do? He's going to blow the whistle and the benefit of the doubt as Purvis gets it down only as far as Fitzsimmons. Player totally on his own. No, there's a free kick. Must have been in the ruck contest, I'd say, as they've done it all again. Weiss to Van Kreken. Van Kreken to full forward. Briggy outnumbered 4-1 and Purvis takes the defensive mark. Goes towards centre wing. Good interception there by the young fellow in Eels, and North Geelong turn it over again. Now they've turned it over at the arms of Illy opposite. Goes to centre wing. Rickett, long handball, middle of the ground. Can Lazarick run onto the footy? He can run onto it, but he can't pick it up. He finally does. When he does, he gets tackled to the ground very quickly. Ball spills out. Pretty scrambly game right at the moment, but North again, they're playing with a bit of inspiration in this third quarter as they've won the ball on centre wing. Comes back into Lansbury Low, plays on quickly now, gets around the man on the mark. Now the skimming pass to half forward, can't be marked. Harvey runs onto the footy, he can't pick it up either. It is picked up by Rickett at the full-back position, and he just chips a pass in this third quarter. A long kick, mark dropped there in the middle of the ground by Lazarick. Doesn't seem too good, I don't think, as the ball on the ground. He does kick it off the ground. Now what can Persek do? Paddles it along the ground going forward. Can't pick it up, however. Now it's the old stager Matheson who's taken the footy out to centre wing, and Fletcher has two bounces. Runs to centre wing. Kicks the football into the lead there of Lansbury Low. Takes the mark. He chips it further forward. Fitzsimmons runs onto the footy. Can't pick it up, however. Numbers back there with Anakie. And they again defended toward the boundary line through the efforts of Steve Rickett. It is over and we'll have a throw in.
On a half forward line for the North Geelong side. Ball thrown back in. Kingwell grabs the ball, taps it forward, goes towards Jones, picks the ball up, steps around, kicks back to the goal square. 1-on-1 contest. Briggy behind. Oh, he used his body well there, Briggy. I'm too sure his hands in the back. And the resulting mark or free kick, whatever, is going to go to Briggy. Decides to play on and kick round the corner. Umpire says no, you can't do that. And Paul Briggy, as he said, had a perfect line from Troy Mitchell before. Have got an ideal situation here with Paul Briggy. Kick towards goal, and it's through for his fifth goal of the afternoon, and also the 10th neck in the middle of the ground now, and it's the big fella Purvis going up and down. They're picked up there by Van Kreken. Good interception there from Hildebrand. Good clean pick up too. Goes to Berg, slams it on the boot, goes out wide. I reckon he's going to have too much carry and the ball will go over the boundary line. In defence, Fletcher chips over the top. Weiss leads up and he takes the mark. So Weiss has got the ball, still in the defensive end of the ground. Goes over the top, goes looking for Jones. He comes up, takes the mark. Jones further afield, goes looking towards Kingwell. Pittman's back there, Davis in front. Spall comes to the front of the contest. Oh, Hildebrand taking off the ball without it in his hands. And the resulting free kick goes to Marcus Hildebrand. So Hildebrand, he's on his defensive side of the wing. Has Pittman back on the side of the ground, has Davis also. He's going to be asked to play on by the umpire, and now he does. Goes inside looking for Pittman. Van Kreken intercepts the ball, takes him on with pace, gets through the contest, goes in forward. Good spoil from the defence. Handballs it from Kingwell, goes to Darcy Eales. He has time to run and carry the ball. He's going to take Davis on. First, second bounce, kicks towards the goals, ends up towards the goal square. Hall picked up there and handball back.
Ended up in the arms of Rickett. That's Steve Rickett on the left foot towards centre wing. Berg takes the mark, goes back into the corridor over the head of Iliopoulos, and it's in good position if he can get it. He gets it to slug it by hand on the left foot. Little chip pass, and that's a little bit better from Anakie on this occasion as the mark taken by White. Man on the mark's on 50 with the breeze pretty much straight behind him. The opportunity for Mitchell White here to get first goal for the quarter for the Anakie side. Moves in deliberately. It's a terrible kick off the boot. It's, luck is a fortune because it was heading out of bounds, and it looks like Purva He's going to line up and have an opportunity to improve on the 2 that he's already got. Looks if the check side is on. He does it very, very well. Over the goal umpire's head. Persick has kicked his 3rd.
15 minutes of football, so they've still got some time on this quarter to run it through and get a couple more. This time Purvis taps the ball forward, goes into the half-forward line. Sluggett comes out, picked up by Troy, went looking for Weiss. He's got a clean pick-up, the big fella. Oh, he then released the ball. I don't know how he did that, but it ended up with Jones to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons gets back on his right foot, handballs up to Troy, back to Fitzsimmons, and through the middle of the ground he comes, kicks into the half-forward line. And it's Marks. Well, Marks not taken by Kingwell. He takes the grab, spins out of trouble, kicks towards goal, and Sean Kingwell has kicked his goal and his second.
Jones follows up his own kick and brought to the ground without the footy. Umpire says illegally, and a free kick has gone to Jones of North Geelong. Just inside the centre square, kicks it long toward the lead at half-forward Kingwell, the man in question, but he's defeated in the marking contest on that occasion by Rickett, who goes very, very wide, looking for Purvis. Hasn't got the pace, but he does well with body work. Can't pick it up, kicks it along the ground again. Persick comes in to give him a hand, but terrific work there by Purvis. Over the top to Priddle, handball forward. Now they've got the opportunity as the Anakie player goes goalwards, landed inside the field of play, bounced back into the field of play. Fletcher tried to handball it through. It's still in the field of play in the forward pocket for Anakie. Players diving on the footy, can't get it out. What will the umpire do? He'll blow the whistle. He desperately in need of a goal or two before the end of this quarter as the ball tapped toward the boundary by Weiss. North Geelong have numbers back there. Get it out to Marshalsea. He can't get clear. And now they finally get a kick through Swennerson, but it's straight into the arms of Purvis on centre wing. A little chip pass from him and has found, looks like Gibbs once again. Kicked a goal in the first quarter from about this distance. Perhaps a little bit wider on this occasion, but the opportunity here for the coach to really give some impetus into this Anakie side as Gibbs, big kick, doesn't quite make the distance. Well, he does make the distance, but 19 minutes gone.
So Fletcher's doing the kicking in again. The last 3 or 4 times he's been able to play on him, but this time he goes straight up the ground. Dangerous kick. Jones had to stretch. He made the mark. Now Fletcher has the ball again on the left foot, comes out wider, and he'll find Woods, and he has taken the mark. He goes back to Fletcher, put him under pressure. Reard was a wake up to it, but the handball ends up back with Woods again. So he's back to where he started with. Goes inside the centre square. Mitchell Troy takes a mark, plays on now, goes towards Kingwell. He's ran backwards, but he's come forward, presented well, has the ball, leads to handball the ball out. He does so. Goes to Swennerson. No, it's not. It's Marshalsea. Goes back. This time it's Lansbury Low. On the right, kick smothered by Gibbs. Goes back and collects it. Lansbury Low. Handball up. Needs support. Goes to Kingwell. And Kingwell now has time to steady. Uses the ball well and goes wide, and will find Cashel. So Cashel now goes short again. Troy is pushed forward, and he has taken the mark. No one stands it. He plays on. Goes towards goal. And Mitchell Troy. He has goal number 3 for the afternoon. And the 12th. And the lead.
Rolling. It's going towards the boundary, unfortunately. Now there's a number of players over the football, and as North Geelong headed toward the boundary in the third quarter, they're kicking with the breeze. They'll need something from this forward four-way. Weiss gets the tap down only as far as Hildebrand. Hildebrand kicks it towards full forward across the face. 6 Anakie, 12-5, 77 North Geelong. The Grandy Cycle and Sport third quarter scoreboard at the 22-minute mark.
Van Cregan kicks in quickly and has found Matheson just short of centre half back. He now has options. He wants to look for them. He goes short, so they've done this pretty well so far. The kick goes over the top, and the mark has been taken there by Woodhouse. He goes to the far side of the ground, the base side of the ground, kicks out the mark. Darcy Hill leads up, takes a mark. He now has trouble in getting it further afield because it goes in short back into the centre, and Pittman. So Pittman transfers play back to Weiss. Running play Marshalsea. He doesn't use him. And Weiss now with the ball goes out wide. So again, the possession game is really working for North Geelong in this third quarter because it found Fitzsimmons, goes out wide, and Kingwell presents and leads well. So he's got the ball just outside 50. Target should be Briggy, but he has Troy out true centre half forward. That's the position he goes to. Oh, it's a well-weighted kick, and Mitchell Troy doesn't let him down. He takes the mark, and I reckon this might just test him on his range. Woods pushes down. He handballs off to Lansbury Low. Not a bad kick of the football. Goes into the goal square. Briggy up over the top. Mark is not taken. It's gone. Third quarter, the Granny Cycle and Sports scoreboard.
So the ball now at the 50-metre defensive arc for Anakie. They pick it up, go towards the centre of the ground. Eludes all players. Now Persek leads in the race for the footy, picks it up, has a bounce. Gee, that's confident. He ran away from Swenison, runs into the open goal and hit the post. One behind the back pocket. Brent Swenison kicks it back into the corridor. Van Creeken takes the mark, and certainly the short chip game with good skills has worked well for North Geelong in this quarter, as the ball comes wide again to Woodhouse, and they just retain possession, North Geelong, and this is frustrating Anakie in this third quarter. Now the long kick towards centre wing, not well weighted, not well positioned, and mark taken by Purvis for the Anakie side. Towards centre half forward, Sluggett, front and square, picks the footy up, hooks it back towards the goal square area, but he's hooked it way left, and it's run out of bounds 5 metres from the boundary umpire. Arrives to put the ball back into play. Nearly 25 minutes gone in this third quarter. It's been a great quarter for North Geelong. Can they sustain the effort for the next couple of minutes? From the throw-in, players come to ground at the back of the pack. It was Weiss, and he's a great mark on centre wing. Umpire called play on as North Geelong played on quickly. Pittman over the top, looking for a player on centre wing. The only players there are Anakie. Collins, handball back into Reardon. He goes back to Rickett. Rickett now, middle of the ground for Anakie, leading forward, and strong mark is Pittman. Pittman now favours the left foot, goes forward. Players behind for Anakie in the forward area, and North Geelong more than happy just to let the ball drift over the boundary.
As we thrown back in that forward position. As I said, we've gone 25, nearly 26 minutes in this third quarter, so North Geelong have done well. Sluggett taps the ball out the back door, picked up there by Wilson, went back towards the boundary line. It's Marshalsea, has the ball, got rid of the ball just in time and kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Good carry on the ball, but it's Corey Collins who reads it best. Had the staggers, went down with the tackle. Ball is picked up. Oh, umpire call play on, so they do so now. Cashella's got a player out wide. They use him, and it's going to be picked up there by Pittman. He dives on it, but the pressure came from Davis, which has held things up for Anakie, which is good for that. Oh, gee, I don't know about that. And now he's been given a 50-metre penalty. This is a 50-metre king, this bloke. And the umpire down forward. So it's going to be Pittman that will come in. And from directly in front, didn't take a lot of time over the ball, and he has missed. Running player is Hildebrand, but he goes back inside. Player leading up is Rickett, and that's his brother Gary. He takes the mark also. So he's inside the centre square in their forward position, but he kicks the ball now, goes out looking for Costello. With him is then Wilson. Mark's not taken by Costello, picks the ball up, looking towards the goal square, kicks round the corner, going back is Brent Swenison, but the umpire says he'd already gone over the boundary line, and the ball is better than my fitness level, I can tell you that. So the ball thrown back in, the ball tapped down by Sluggett, picked up there by Hildebrand, back to Sluggett, we've got the rebound, went left, went right, went back on the left, kicked back to centre half back, and Vatatic comes out, can't take the mark. Oh, that's a one-handed handball, and the umpire will see that because he's standing right beside it. So Mitchell White from 30 metres out, almost directly in front, goes towards goal, and again he has got the yips and he misses.
The horrors in front of goal is Darren Matheson going to kick in for North Geelong on this occasion. Not too sure where he's going to go. Decides to go to the defensive side. Oh, it's very, very, very wide. The boundary umpire's on right there. So it's out of bounds on the full from the kick in. And the ensuing free kick will go to Anakie. It's Pittman on the wrong side for him, but drives it toward the goal square. He's on the narrow side, kicks his second behind for the quarter. It's dead level.
Well, it is too. The ball is kicked in by Troy, found Swenison in the back pocket, and Swenison now will slow things down. As we said, we've gone over 29 minutes, nearly 30 minutes gone in this quarter. He's now asked to play on by the umpire. Good spoil there by Priddle, and he kicks the ball off the ground, puts them in front. It's 11 goals 14 as the siren sounds at three-quarter time. And in Anakie, 11-14-80 will lead North Geelong 12-7-79, but North Geelong with the aid of a small breeze coming up in the last quarter. Goal kickers to three-quarter time for the home side, North Geelong. Paul Briggy has 5, 3 to Mitchell Troy, 1 to Luke Van Creeken, 1 to Kane Pittman, and 2 to Sean Kingwell, who had a good quarter there. And
the clearance, however, goes to Anakie as it's at centre half forward. players over the top of the footy. Anakie players push it through. Costello playing upfield in this last quarter, gets it to Hildebrand. He flicks it back to Costello. He kicks it goalwards. It is right across the face of goal, still in the field of play. Anakie, a chance to score here, comes across to Persek, held without the footy. And 2.5 minutes into the final quarter, the ball's out of bounds, just adjacent to the behind post for Anakie. Kicking to the northern end is this final quarter. Ball tapped down by Woos. Nice tap down. Comes under a big pack of players. Umpire allows them to go. North Geelong come clear. Harvey runs onto the footy. It's immediately tackled. Gets a handball to Fletcher. And they've cleared the ball temporarily. The North Geelong side, it is out of bounds in the full. The players have given all the decisions to themselves. It comes inboard to Lazarick. Lazarick goes further inboard, into the middle of the ground. Mark taken there by Salvino. He goes towards full forward. Good one-on-one contest there with Costello, but it is Anakie back to the goal square. That's almost a mark to wide. Kicked off the ground by Berg. Unbelievable from 15 metres out.
Ben Silvino again, who needs to go to that last attack, kicks the ball into attack again. Only marginally, but Berg with strength pushes Fletcher off the ball, goes back and collects it by hand to Lazarich. Kicks round the corner and Costello comes up and he takes a mark. Master C just couldn't get a hand on the ball.
Missed the call from Allen.
And it's going to be Nick Costello that's going to go back and shoot for goal number 5. And he's only about 30 metres out from goal, so he needs to kick this one for the Anakie side. We'll just stretch that margin, break it out to 7 points. So when he comes, he's going to be kicking from about 35. He's run outside 50, so it's a big, long preparation. Comes in, plenty of time to think about it. Kicks underway, keeps it low. Didn't come off the boot too well, but fortune is favours the brave. And Jamie Pittman is standing in front in the goal square, and he has come out and taken a mark. Don't write this one in the book just yet, guys, because Jamie Pittman has got to kick the ball yet. So he comes in now, and from the goal square, Pittman kicks the goal. His first goal of the afternoon, and the 13th goal now.
The lead now to 7 points at the 6-minute mark as the ball goes in the air once again. Weiss dominating the centre, gets it down to Fitzsimmons, immediately onto his left foot, goes towards half forward, but Collins takes the mark in defence for Anakie, plays on quickly, gets it out looking for and finding Vusikia, goes towards centre half forward, Daniel Gibbs. Takes the mark, outside forward 50, it's a low skimming kick, Hildebrand dropped the mark but recovers quickly, gets the foot to the football, goes towards full forward. North Geelong with numbers back there have done well, handball comes out to Fletcher, he chips a little pass, finds the young fellow in Eels. Eels plays on quickly, now towards Kingwell at half forward, can't handle the footy however. Anakie continue to use the rotations. The boundary umpire now has the footy, throws it in. Kingwell doing the ruck work, comes down, Jones, can he get the footy? He does. Gets a handball quickly to Van Creek and on his favoured left foot goes towards Briggy, who's leading from full forward. Briggy went down. No, he's okay. I thought pulled up a little bit short. Now the ball's kicked off the ground towards half forward. Collins for Anakie. Runs onto the footy, look for support. Finds some in Kavanagh. Kavanagh's immediately put down after he kicks the footy, but on centre wing, Lazarick takes it. Now the Anakie side take the ball to full forward. Oh, good body work there by Pittman. Probably a free kick. Take it whatever you like, but he took the mark. Goes on quickly now. It's a good-looking kick, and it looks like Costello coming out from the goal square. Got away from his opponent, Marshalsea, on this occasion. And perhaps they've been able to get a few mismatches up forward, Anakie, in the early stage of this last quarter. Matheson had been playing on Costello, and now he's on Sluggett. So Costello now, the opportunity to extend the Anakie lead, which looked most unlikely at three-quarter time. Costello now moves in. Good looking approach, a beautiful kick off the boot. It's gone to, gee whiz, it waved quarter scoreboard, 8.5 minutes gone.
So Fletcher flays on from the back, full-back position, kicks out wide, didn't have a lot of carry on it, and the mark has been intercepted there by Costello once again. So Costello about to load up and go back towards the goal square. Pittman's the target, up, over, numbers with North Geelong, through the contest. Persick picks the ball up, and Yeltsin Persick, he kicks his 4th goal of the afternoon, and the 14th goal behinds. Thompson 9-11 trail East Geelong on 14-11. Inverleigh 14 goals 8 lead Bellpost Hill 7 goals 6, and Belmont Lions 12 goals 6 lead Corio 7-7.
Ooh, Inverleigh.
Belmont. That's right. That's right. Eh?
Back in the middle, ball goes in the air. Weiss gets the tap down. He's getting the tap downs, but Anakie doing well at the clearances. Oh, there's a mistake, and Leon Harvey in. He picks the footy up for North. Has a kick towards full forward. Big pack of players back there. Picked up by Davis. Tackle high. What's the umpire going to do? He's going to say, I'll have it. I thought the first tackle was high. Then it was perhaps holding the ball. A little bit of each way. The umpire says, I'll have it instead. So 30 metres out, directly in front of the North Geelong goal. And to say they need a goal now is an understatement. They've fell to 14 points behind. Anakie attacked the footy through Rickett. Finally comes out, series of handballs, and they've done well, Anakie. Has the ball, but that's not a good kick. Weiss can't quite reach it. At half forward, Costello outnumbered 2-1. Weiss picks the footy up, takes them on. Handball to Marshalsea. He tries to do it, and Gibbs does well for Anakie in front of our broadcast position. Dives on the footy, taken off him by Eels, taken off him by Costello. Gee, it's tough in the clinches. Harvey, handball over the top. Can he find Kingwell? He does. Kingwell kicked it up towards full forward. All Anakie back there as Rickett takes the footy, runs across the goal square, has a bounce. Who's he got out wide? Oh, Lazaric on his own. Goodness gracious, fancy letting him on his own. He chips it over the top to Iliopoulos. He runs to the middle, just kicks it in time. Out there in front is Persick. Oh, good body use. And he's been a very handy player up forward all day. He's kicked 4. And he's got the mark now outside forward 50. So Persick kicks it low into the breeze. Lovely looking kick. Oh, great defensive mark there as North Geelong get the handball to Fletcher. Cross the open goal to Weiss. Nobody within 50 metres of Jamie Weiss. He kicks it towards our broadcast, but Fitzsimmons is the target. He can't take the mark. The mark wasn't complete in the field of play. So at the 12.5 minute mark, Anakie 14-15, lead North 13-7.
So the ball thrown back into play. Down, tapped down there by Reardon. Caps the ball now and needs a player to pick it up, and a Chesley Milne goes in after, but Reardon takes it out of his hand. Kicks into the half forward line. Costello does well with the body. Needs to kick the ball up now, but again, over the boundary line. They'll be happy with that. They've worked it. They've been able to raise another effort. And the ball is now in their court, so they just keep running. So now the ball thrown back in by the umpire. Tap over the back. Van Creeken. Harvey swoops on it. Went to feed the handball out, but Calvino's underneath the pack. Now it's with Eels. He picks the ball out. Goes to Fletcher. Harvey intercepts. Players are getting tired. Milne handball over the top. Van Creeken goes on his left foot. That's his favourite side. Little short kick. Went looking for Lansbury Low. Iliopoulos is there. Good contest from these two players. Lansbury Low steps back inside on the right foot. Goes kick a long, nice ball. Goes looking for him. Will try and find Briggy. Far spoil from behind. Fitzsimmons front and square to the contest. Player outside. Good tackle from behind by Rickett. Umpire says dropping the ball. And Stephen Rickett will be the recipient of the free kick. So Rickett with the ball in the back end of the ground, in between centre half forward and centre half back and full back. Decides to transfer back in the middle of the ground. Silvino in space by himself, just inside the centre square. Has a player further afield. Goes to that player now in Hildebrand. So Hildebrand adjacent with the centre square, goes out wide. Corey Collins run from the fence. Again, just slowing the game up a little bit. They're maintaining possession. Sluggett's on the lead. Also Burke ignores those two, decides to go long in towards the centre half forward position. Yeltsin Persick was a target, small option. Van Creeken swoops on it, handballs out wide. Milne chips the ball over the side. Good smother there from Reardon, but Milne's able to kick the ball off the ground. Favours Pittman. Pittman has the ball at centre wing, kicks round the corner. Wasn't a good kick, went towards Davis, but there's been a free kick. Must be a down the field free kick, and it's going to go towards Sean Kingwell. So he just needs to give himself a bit of space here. He's on centre wing, or just forward of, has a player out wide, and Fitzsimmons is the target. He goes on and goes quickly, chips towards the pocket, and Briggy leads out and takes the mark. I reckon just in the field of play. I think it was shot on goal, but this bloke is capable of anything. Nice kick for goal is Paul Briggy. We'll need to kick this one. and would give North Geelong some sort of chance at the 14.5, nearly 15 minutes gone. Briggy does a Stevie Johnson, and he does it very, very well. No, it wasn't. It was touched on the line. Corey Collins lying on the ground actually touched that one, and through for a minor score. 13 goals, 8 North Geelong, 14-15 to Anakie, 15 minutes gone. Final quarter, Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Ball brought in very quickly for Anakie. Finds Lazarick at half-back. He goes wide to the boundary. They've gone back to the full-back position. I think they need to be a bit more positive in this. Anakie, as they've gone wide, now they've turned it over. Taken by Harvey for North. He's got Fitzsimmons at half-forward, but coming through ahead of him was Sean Kingwell. And well within kicking range, Kingwell, the opportunity to bring North to within 8 points, 7 points as... he lines up for goal, and I just think Anakie might have just gone a little bit negatively there. They've got to keep attacking. That's what's got them to where they are in this last quarter. Kingwell moves in. Oh, he sprayed that one, laid back on his kick. If Laurie Goldie had been here, he'd have been long. 13-9-87. They trail Anakie 14-15-99. Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki. Final quarter scoreboard, 16 minutes gone.
So Collins comes out to Vasika, who did transfer his player back across the front of goal. Steve Rickett, no it's not, it's Davis out there by himself, has the mark, plays on quickly, has a running player. And this is Rickett. Gary from the wing, kicks into the half-forward line. Bird comes out, meets the ball, good handball. Illapoulos goes over the top, running Gibbs, and that's well placed. Dan Gibbs trying to take the mark, good ball from behind. Ball goes over the boundary line and will be thrown back into the field of play.
Balls. That's how you beat it.
So the throw-in comes in, goes Weiss over the top, picked up by Salvino, went to feed the handball through to Berg, but it's picked up there by Fletcher. He lost possession of the ball. Persick had it, gave it away. Salvino, Gibbs, back to Berg. Berg kicks round the corner, back towards the goal square. Matheson and also Woods are there, both players long, but again this time Anakie with a chance to maybe stretch it. Ball on the forward line. Ball is tapped down. Fitzsimmons can't pick the ball up. It ends up with him at centre half back, and he kicks the ball, goes long towards centre wing. Van Creeken's there. Illapoulos, he doesn't take the mark, but he does well. Handballs over the top to Steve Rickett. Rickett now has time to steady. Takes one bounce. Short kick comes inside and finds Reardon. Reardon with the ball still in centre square. Player at centre half forward, Salvino, but he goes the long option. Pittman, he's got good hands, and the big fella doesn't let him down. And Pittman takes a mark. A 1-on-2 contest, and he had the ball in his hands. Plays on quickly for Seeker. He has the mark. Oh, Harvey throws him to the ground. Umpire says no, it's okay. A little bit lucky there. Should have been a 50-metre penalty. And it is Vasika, Adam Vasika, who's going to get Eric. He's usually a good user of the ball. Left footer, so the ball will come back with the breeze. Outside the roof goal post. That's where he starts it, but comes back, and just fails to bring it back far enough. Through for another minor score. 14-16 now to Anakie. 13-9, North Geelong, and 18.5 minutes gone. Final quarter. Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Might be an important behind. Puts them 2 goals, 1 in front as the kick in. It's stolen by Costello. Goes towards full forward for Anakie. Players, they're getting tired. There's a whistle on play. Player held without the foot. Players have been a bit disconcerted. The long kick goes towards full forward for North Geelong. Over the head of all players, and it runs towards and in position. Big pack of players await the ball as it comes in. Over the top was Rickett for Anakie. Comes to ground. Picked up by Priddle. He handballs into trouble. Gee, that's a push in the back. Surely, umpire. Yes, it is. It goes to Anakie. And it is Pittman, the man on the bottom of the pack. He was pushed fairly and squarely in the middle of the back. And goodness gracious, didn't have any time to do anything about it. Told to play on by the umpire as the quick kick marked by Jones on centre wing. Jones goes forward. Player slipped over on that occasion was Welsh. He gets a handball inboard to Eales. He kicked it in the man in front of him. Comes back, recovers quickly. Handball to Van Creeken. Favoured left foot. Can't get around. Great defence by Anakie as it's picked up by Gibbs now. Long handball. Can't get it clear. Comes back to Harvey for North Geelong. Back towards the full forward position, and a good solid chest mark by King.
No.
That is the 50 metre.
Oh, no.
He didn't pay one the other end to Anakie for the same reason. That is a very poor decision. as the ball kicked through the goals. That's a charity goal to Kingwell.
It's Weiss up over the top, takes it down. Fitzsimmons, quick kick to on the half-forward line. Van Creeken favoured by the kick. Rickett does well with the flight of the ball. Illapoulis cleans up, goes wide looking for Rickett. Can't reach him, but Steve Rickett goes back and collects it. Under pressure, handballs up. Went looking towards Davis, picked up by Harvey, I think it was. Went towards goal, and it's through for a minor score. So there's the point they've got back. That's the one they needed. 14-10 now to the North Geelong side, 94. They trail Anakie on 14-16, 100. So the ball is moved in quickly, and it goes now from step towards centre wing. Lazarick behind, gets the Bible to get the spoil on, picks the ball up again, goes forward. Kick wasn't good, made Berg work. He's back in the middle of the ground, has time to steady. Handball goes towards Hildebrand. Hildebrand kicks around the corner. Oh, Lazarick just running to the right spaces, picks the ball up, marks, goes back towards Hildebrand, kicks into the forward line. Pittman comes out, can't take the mark, slug it front and square. Handballs up, opportunity to seal the game, and Costello, he has got goal number 5 and possibly the sealer in the defence.
Now.
The ball back in the middle. Umpire to put the ball in there, Weiss and Pittman. A bit of a wrestle there. Oh, Lazarick's had a great last couple of minutes. Unfortunately, he went without the footy. Weiss over the top to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons a long handball. Inside forward, 50 to Lansbury low. He goes goalwards. Oh, that might be an interesting behind in the context of there is 24 and a half minutes gone as the Collins for Anakie to bring the ball back into play again, decides to go as long as he can. The outside 50, in front was Rickett. A lot of North Geelong players at the drop of the footy. They can't pick it up. Oh, that's the good defensive work. Steve Rickett kicked it off the ground, going out wide and used great pace with Salvino for Anakie. His kick is over the head of his teammate. Player pushed in the back there. Umpire saw it, and Persick did well in front, got pushed, and has got the free kick, half forward flank for Anakie. 25 minutes gone, final quarter, 15-16 Anakie, 14-11 North Geelong.
Persick loads up, goes into the forward line. Mark knock taken there by Fitzsimmons, spoiled by Pittman, ends up in the hands of Berg. He's tackled, kicks into the forward line, runs towards goal. Slugger gets a favourable bounce, runs to the goal square, and Jeremy Sluggett has definitely iced the game now. His
trick again, handball to him, picks it back. He's held with the footy, and umpire says holding the ball. So North Geelong now keen to get it going forward quickly towards centre half forward. In front there was Kingwell, can't take the mark. Anakie with numbers at half back comes out to Rickett. Gary, he goes towards centre wing. Matheson contests the mark on centre wing. He follows up, picks the footy up again, puts it to ground. Umpire says it was a handball, all's fair. Now it stacks on the mill. Surely the umpire will come in. He will. Half forward flank for North Geelong, kicking to the southern end in this final quarter. The ball handballed out to Gary Rickett. Boundary umpire says out of bounds. Good call. And still half forward flank for North Geelong. Heading for 27 minutes in the final quarter. Purvis, a big punch forward for Anakie. To Anakie for a dangerous kick back into the corridor. Gibbs does well. Weaves out of trouble, gets the kick towards half forward, but the forwards were asleep for Anakie, and Pittman there, slow in coming forward. North take the mark, go out wide. Weiss, good spoil there for the Anakie side. Handball over the top. Now they're mucking around. Fitzsimmons comes in for North. Little chip pass looking for Jones, can't take the mark, comes to ground, picked up by Sluggett. Gets the fend off, and now the kick towards half forward. Oh, great mark in defence for North, and away they go. Handball quickly. They know they've got to play on at all costs now as Marshalsea goes long. That dive, great reading of the ball there by Rickett. Takes the ball, runs toward the wing, comes back into the corridor, good control, and Daniel Gibbs takes the mark in the centre, and to their credit, they're still running and running hard as the ball's taken by Pittman, centre wing. 28 minutes gone, final quarter, 16-16 Anakie, 14-11 North Geelong.
Dangerous kick come back into Salvino, but he marks it and plays them wide. Has Illapoulis now inside 50. He also goes on, goes looking for Berg on a strong lead, doesn't take the marks. Good spoil from behind, picked up there Swennerson, clears back into the middle of the ground, but again Dan Gibbs reading the fly of the ball, takes the mark, doesn't waste any time, goes out wide, goes looking for Gary Rickett, needs to have a clean pick up, but he's got support in Vasika. He doesn't pick it up either. Darcy Eels is working hard for North Geelong still at this stage of the game. Dives on the only 2 minutes left in the game, if that. Ball thrown up. Purvis and Weiss. Weiss over the top. Goes back towards the centre wing. Gibbs just sitting off the contest, picks the ball up, his kick smothered. Purvis has it, kicks into the half-forward line. Mark taken by Hildebrand. So now they can slow things down. So Marcus Hildebrand, no wasting time, goes on quickly, and Costello on a strong lead comes out and takes a mark. So Costello has 5 goals for the afternoon, has been very, very good. Could kick goal number 6 here with an accurate kick. Seemed to have read the flight of the wind pretty well, except for one kick going into the goal square early in this quarter. But Pittman had made that one good for him because he marked it on his chest. So he's taking plenty of time now. Umpire not in any hurry at this stage, so he's now on his approach. Has 5 goals won, can be 6 goals won. Comes in now, Costello. Nice looking kick off the boots. Going to float across the front of goal. Berg's there. And Mark has been called to play on by the umpire. Kicks back around the corner and has missed, but not by game. We'll see Anakie 16-17, 113 defeat North Geelong on 14-11-95, and I would think by that now would mean mothball for North Geelong. They were courageous, but not come up a little bit short. Goal kickers in the game for the opposition side. Nick Costello with 5, Yeltsin Persic 4, Daniel Berg 2, Jeremy Sluggett 2, Andrew Salvino 1, Jamie Pittman 1, Dan Gibbs 1, and for North Geelong, Paul Briggy